Shop smart, shop S-smart.
What's up, you magnificent maniacs, and welcome to another amazing episode of New Book Who Dis.
I am, of course, your host, Death Metal Hero, and with me is returning friend of the channel, Mr. Vaughn Coleman. What's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. What's going on with you?
This year is busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just nothing going on.
Yeah.
Only going hither, thither, and yon, traipsing across the country. All kinds of shit like that.
Same.
It's
Vegas. So I'm like, oh, nothing. I was just spent the whole day packing for Vegas, doing some stuff, making.
Damn, going all the way out to Vegas.
Yeah,
Look at you, homie.
Convention.
Yeah.
A Level Up Expo, and people are always like, well, I want to only go to comic conventions. I'm like, my mentality is, okay, well, let's say I'm the only comic book creator there. There's thousands of attendees. If I get even like a portion of them to get my book, and by default, because I'm not saying I'm the only comic creator, but as far as I know, I am. By default, I'm the best creator there. Get the market. By default.
I mean, I suppose I can't argue with that logic.
No, that's the last two cons have been like. That's the thing. People need to pay attention to attendance numbers. Are not going right into the sermon, but that's one of the things I learned is just if there's people willing to buy and you're willing to convince them. There you go.
Hey, man, you never know when somebody's going to walk across a comic, especially if there is not a glut of comics available, and they're like, you know what? I haven't read a comic in years. This looks interesting. I might pick that up. Because we've got to look at markets outside of just what we're used to. The markets that we're used to looking at. We love our comic fans because we ourselves are comic fans, but being able, that was one of the reasons why comics had such a wide reach in the 80s and 90s. The 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. It was because they were on newsstands and they were sold to a wider audience.
I'm telling you, man,
why not?
Because people talk about, I always ask people, when did you first get into comics? Never, I walked into a comic shop. You always, I was at the store with my mom. I was blah, blah, blah. I was a superhero fan I didn't start reading comics until 6th grade, but I've been a superhero fan for as long as I've been sentient, right? Conscious, whatever.
Cartoons, man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man,
so
Batman.
If I was at the grocery store with my mom and I saw that, I would have been reading early. And then, what can I do? Because I can whine about it. I had offers for comic shops and stuff, but what I can do, again, like I said, I'm going to this gaming convention. I've gone to anime convention. I'm trying to just get it. I'm not going to save the comic industry single-handedly. Come on. You know
what? You don't have to save the comic industry single-handedly. Just keep putting out good books, get it into hands of people that maybe wouldn't have picked up a comic before, and you've gained a new reader. And maybe that will snowball into them checking out other comics, seeking out other things. Because if the media landscape, as I have seen recently, tells me anything, is that people are hungry for good stories. Look at Project Hail Mary. Have you seen that yet?
I have heard nothing but good things. I haven't even.
It is a fantastic fucking film.
I've heard it's great.
I read the book. I listened to the unabridged audiobook, so it's the same thing. I'm an audiobook nerd. I fucking love audiobooks.
The road trips and stuff has been helping. I've been listening to. I listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
Creepcast. I don't know if you guys know what that is. That's like they read scary stories.
Ooh.
Scary story narrations. One of my books got turned into one on YouTube.
Scary stories to tell in the dark.
Yeah, actually, there was one story called The Highland Houndsman that this big YouTuber just did.
Nice.
A short story reading of mine. So if you're ever bored in the car and want to listen to that, check that out.
All right.
That was a pleasant surprise. I love listening to stories. That's of all the we're already back on this, but all the Harlan Ellison audiobooks that he did himself.
You'll appreciate this. The last time I was up visiting Feline, there's a tiny little used bookstore near the house called Poor Richard's Used Bookstore, and I got this Harlan Ellison Greatest Hits book.
I need to read more of it.
It's got a bunch of really good stories in here. It's got I Have No Mouth, I Must Scream. It's got Mephisto and Onyx. It's a really cool book.
Pain God is an underrated one.
Indeed. Deathbird, Chatting with Anubis, The Whimpering Whip Dog,
I don't know that.
Jeff D is 5.
Jeff D is 5 is good.
Yep. So yeah, if you can find this one, I had never seen this edition before, and I mean and the cover is trippy as fuck, just like
awesome.
Harlan himself. So I had to grab it.
He's a madman. He's a madman.
He was, and he wrote. Science fiction owes a debt of gratitude to Harlan Ellison that can never be repaid, especially Star Trek.
He knew it. He knew it.
Yes,
he
he did.
Sure everyone knew it.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Like the soldier. Yeah. I mean, his stuff is great.
But like we were saying, the world is hungry for good stories.
Right.
You know, they're hungry for good stories. You should definitely get the Project Hail Mary audiobook and listen to that on your next road trip because it's fucking great. It's the same, I believe it's the same dude that read The Martian, which is also a really good audiobook. Better than the movie. But the Project Hail Mary movie did a fantastic job translating the book into a film. It got it managed to capture the heart of the book.
That's important.
It was really, really fun to watch. But you know what? Before we jump any further, let's go ahead and say hi to the chat because we got a jump in chat in here. They're talking away, and we appreciate you all being here. Oliver, what's up, brother? First in the chat. Good to see you, sir. Got a Mr. Michael Rushbrook. What's up, Luke Vaughn and chat? Good to see you, sir.
He's
Thank
got
you
a
for
trading
being
card
here.
on this campaign. Let's see if we can hit that goal.
Right? Hey, you guys want that card. You know you want that card because it's fucking badass. My beautiful, lovely lady saying, hit the like button. Feel free to share and subscribe as well while you're at it. Listen to the wise feline. Skull Gorgeous. I'll be seeing her later on this week. As I was saying backstage, you, sir, are lucky because you caught me when I was at home, or at home base, I guess this is for right now, before I'm back out on the road. I'm here for like 5 days. Yeah, so managed to catch me before I was back out on the road. I'll be heading back out on the road on Thursday. Let's see. Rushbrook says, really like that cover for issue 4 there. Yeah, that is an awesome cover. It's very dynamic. That's why I grabbed it, because I like that one.
The main one, the Vaughn Marion one?
The Vaughn Marion one, yeah,
so
it's a badass cover.
He was supposed to do a cover for 3, and it just didn't work out deadline-wise, and I'm glad because he's a fan of the book, and he's like, I want to draw Galvaknight, I want to draw your main character. And I was like, okay, because he's barely in issue 3. So
right.
I'm like, okay, well, and then I'm glad it didn't work out deadline-wise because I was like, he's like, I'll draw something else you want. I'm like, no, if you're excited and you're as good as you are, draw what you like, and you want to draw my main character. But 4 is like Galvaknight's triumphant return, so for him to draw this cover,
I think that's a perfect one for issue 4 then. What's up, awesome one? David Finch, raid of 1. Well, appreciate you coming in here, man. Good to see you, sir. Feline dropping the links to Vaughn's link tree there and Phenomenova, issues 1 through 4 on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
So,
been
on
nonstop.
Kickstarter, I'm happy to see people checking out Kickstarter because there is an audience for comics on Kickstarter.
It's huge, and I will tell you this campaign, while like it may not be in terms of the money raised, but it's like on par with issue 2, which was a cheaper book. I will tell you the rate of backers has been per day.
Yeah.
Probably the best of ever. Like there has not been a slow day.
Excellent. I'm happy to hear that, man.
This entire campaign, it's been just nonstop. People coming in, like even earlier, like I go to sleep, I wake up, oh, there's more who backed at midnight? Thank you for doing it. But like,
hey man, they've got an ecosystem for comics over there. They push stuff to the front page. They actually, it actually does what a crowdfunding platform is supposed to do when you're on the platform. That's why you pay the platform fees, is because they get it out there to more people.
And that's why I'm not upset at all.
What's up, Miss Good Stuff?
It's such a big percent, but my whole thought is, I have people who, even if they don't back the book, they're like, I saw them. That's 30 days of advertising.
Yes.
Even if they don't end up buying it, I've had people go, I saw this on Kickstarter. I didn't get it then. I couldn't afford it then. Let me get it now. I've had that happen so many times. Just keep pushing. And another thing, too, is like, because I've always had a strong launch. So Kickstarter, the algorithm does stuff with strong launch. Again, God bless Luke Stone. I love him. But I was like, well, for a business standpoint, This is what makes sense for me. And that's why I added a 48-hour cover, because there was a cover that had 2 different color schemes. I was like, all right, screw it. One of them's a 48-hour cover. Thinking nothing of it. I'm like, this cost me nothing extra. And then I was like, oh, wow. People...
hey, people like those timed exclusives, man.
And
they really do.
Considering my friend Bobby was drawing this piece with Estrella. We met him at Heroes Con, and he also
What's
did
up,
the
Omen?
Yeah, he also did another, and I was like, all right, I'll make this a 48-hour cover, and then if you really want it, you can back everything, And when you do that, strong incentive to back early. The algorithm notes it, and they keep you up there and as long as people keep, even if it's the trickle, it's good.
Exactly. Feline loved the Project Hail Mary. We actually went to go see it in the theater after it came out. Popcorn and everything. Had a blast. Went and grabbed some dinner. So yeah, highly recommend if you get a chance to go see it, man. Do. Oliver says he's listening to the World War Z audiobook. Effing fantastic. Yes, that is a damn good one. I like the audiobook better than I like the movie because the movie has nothing to do with the audiobook. The book is actually a collection of stories about the world at war with zombies as opposed to a narrative. So it's an anthology, I guess you could say, of stories. You ever read that one?
I have not. No.
You should check it out.
I've
It's
seen
really
the
fucking
movie,
good.
Which I know a lot of people who read the book were not fans of, right?
The movie's a completely different thing,
That's
man.
what I've heard. Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah, it's a completely different thing. It could have been called anything else. It shouldn't have been called World War Z, but such is the way of movies. We got Mike Harlow in the chat. What's up, Mike? He says here to support my boy.
Oh yes, Mike Harlow
Good
is
to
the
see
man.
you.
Mike
Welcome.
Harlow. So we'd started a show. So for context, we were on Simcast. There was the MegaCon special. She had technical difficulties, and it was all men. We took over, and the chat started going, no, this is Pimpcast now. So now we do Pimpcast on his channel every Thursday. So check out Pimpcast if you guys want. Also, he has his birthday stream tomorrow. So
Right on.
Good
Heck
people.
yeah, man. So getting back to the Kickstarter thing. It's going well for you. You're getting now. Are you seeing people backing that didn't back before, or like new names? I guess is what I'm saying. Do you feel like you're getting new backers being on Kickstarter this time around?
I'll be honest, I was so busy. I have because normally in past campaigns, I'm glad I'm keeping myself so busy because it's probably healthier that I'm not obsessive. I still obsessively refresh a little bit, but not as much as I did before.
Right.
Where I'm like, come on.
Right.
And I start doing all these pointless calculations as if it's gonna I'm gonna have to redo all this at the end of the campaign. But I will say, most of my backers are returning backers.
Awesome. I'm glad that they
which is
came with
good.
you to Kickstarter.
Or even if they didn't, issue 3, I think it was I don't know exactly, but it might have been half the backers are new. I don't know exactly, honestly.
that's awesome.
But it was a lot of newcomers.
Yeah.
So most of my backers have at least backed and that's just with Kickstarter. I'm
Right.
sure it's even more from the Fund My Comic campaigns that went over to Kickstarter.
Heck yeah.
'Cause I will say, last I checked, it was 150 of 200 something had backed on Kickstarter before, so I'm sure even more from Fund My Comic. But I can tell you this, when it comes to catch-up, I've got at least, how many? 20 catch-up tiers. 20,
Nice.
So, almost 40 new people have got it through Kickstarter. So I guess,
Yeah,
makes
no,
sense.
that's a healthy influx of new people, or at least people that didn't get a chance to back before and are jumping on now.
Yeah, and they also have to...
I agree,
factor in-
Oliver. The book is far superior. Yeah.
And you also have to factor in that my website exists. So some people, if they want the first 3 and then back 4, that's still so. My rate of new readers has never been better with the amount. Because I was playing it very safe for most of 2025, doing all these small local shows, and I'm always okay, I'm selling well at these shows, but there's a cap. I'm like, what
Sure.
if there were constantly people walking by? Okay, let's see if, all right, so sometimes I have to travel. Can I make this back? Yes. And then that's when I did this huge road trip. Lexington, Kentucky, insane sales there.
Really?
MegaCon,
All right.
yes, that outdid MegaCon by a substantial portion.
I actually wanted to ask you about how you said MegaCon was good for you though, right?
So MegaCon was an interesting. I will say was still the best sales I ever did. But so quick story. So we were going to get a booth. Patrick was going to get it through. He got it through an agent or something. And I don't know the exact details. We're not getting all the information, which that's never a good sign. But something went wrong, but we're getting our money back. But basically, we were supposed to be right by Eric July, and then when it came to that, someone didn't tell someone else, and something happened where they're like we were told every step of the way. I was constantly checking in. I'm make sure everything's good. Someone was like, that's not it. But the convention was like, you should be here. You printed. There were some cancellations. We'll get you an Artist Alley. So not the same. So I printed for a volume that was going to sell as if I was right on the red carpet.
Right.
But so I was pissed. I'm I'm not sick of and then I realized I'm looking at my sales numbers. I'm okay, these are still objectively, even if they're a fraction of what I was expecting, these are still objectively the best sales I've ever had. And I've more than made a profit. And so I'm
well, that's good.
Stop your whining. You're getting your money. And so I did great. So I sold the best, and it was before that. AwesomeCon was the best I'd ever done. So it has been back to back. It was back to back to back. Each show was better than the last. Yeah, I'm very happy.
MegaCon is a huge show. It's probably one of the biggest shows in the country, and it can be difficult to get eyes. Yeah, it can be very difficult to get eyes on your projects.
It was the same thing at NYCC. A lot of
sure.
Think,
I don't doubt it.
People. Well, okay, yeah. But you're not as special as you think you are.
Well, you're special just like everybody else.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So yeah, it can be hard to stand out. So I've gone to MegaCon. I mean, it used to be the go-to convention for me because I'm right up here in St. Augustine. So it's it's right down the road. It's 3 hours away from me.
That's a great.
The last time I went to actually table there. I was kind of crammed into a small section of of this area, and we're kind of on the outside, not anywhere near actual Artist Alley, and it didn't really work out all that well. The sales were not there. So, and what I noticed walking around is there's a lot more anime and manga focus, and obviously celebrities. But if you're got good posting, near Artist Alley, you probably do a lot better.
Here's the thing about me: I am an aggressive salesman.
Well, you have to be.
Yeah. So I'm every person that pitches. I'm the worst case scenario, they say no, you move on, and it's the amount of hits you get. I don't think about the people that are no thanks, or I'm not interested, or I maybe later. I don't think about those at the end of the day because I'm looking at all the tally marks in my notebook, and I'm yeah, I'm good. You know what I mean? And so that's what really
matters.
What's up?
Good to see you, sir.
How you doing? Yeah, we just did AwesomeCon. We've got more stuff in the works. We're gonna be at Heroes again, Bats and I.
Feline and I will be at Heroes Con this year. Got my own table this time, me and her. So yeah, we're gonna be setting up and doing our thing this year. I'm excited for it. Hopefully, we'll all be kind of in the same general area again.
And if not, we'll see each other.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But I mean, I'm very happy with how things have been going with the convention scenes. Like I said, I very much am an aggressive salesman, and the more people there are to sell to, just the probability of you doing well. Although I will say, areas that don't get a ton of cons, I've noticed, they're either really bad or really good, and there's usually very little in between. Actually, that's not true. That's not true at all. Actually, it depends. It really widely depends. But I will say this: I always make the most of whatever I get, and I'm very much taking notes of the shows that do well.
Yeah, man, because you want to go back there.
Yeah. And
take notes of where people pay attention and people dig your stuff.
The worst is when there's
Feline says,
shows that are the same weekend. Hate that, and it happens a lot. There were certain weekends where there's 4 shows back. There was Lexington Con. I got into WonderCon, which is the sister show to San Diego, which I would have ordinarily been yes, but I was committed to Lexington.
Right.
Lexington seemed. Well, actually, they both were probably safe. They were both definitely safe bets. One I had to travel more, but it was either way.
See, in that regard, if they're both safe bets, then I would take the one that you don't have to travel as far because you're not spending as much on travel expenses. I mean, that's got to be a factor.
Yeah, and I was also on my road trip. Now, I don't know the South very well, so I'm all these shows are south of me. The Washington, D.C.,
right,
MegaCon, Lexington. The South turns out is pretty big.
Yes, it is. It's a little spread out, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm still in Georgia? Like, I'm like, or Florida, for example. I was like,
you
my
sweet
mom has a
summer
place-
child.
My mom has a place in Florida. I'll just travel there to Orlando. I'm like, 3 hours between this and that. I'm like, So I'm like, all right, Florida.
Dude,
all right, by the end of the day, I'll be out of
try
Florida.
driving down to Miami from North Florida.
That's what I'm
from
saying.
where I'm at. It's a 6-hour fucking drive.
There were days where I'm like, all right, I got to get through at least one state today, and I'm like, I'm still in Florida. And then there are other states.
I don't know if you've noticed this, but Florida's a very long state. Not very wide, but it's very long.
And then there are other states where it's like I'll just kind of pass through. But like for example, Florida is long, and then Georgia is long, and then it's Tennessee, blink, and it's gone. And then it's Kentucky. But it was so weird because it's like it felt like I was doing less, even though I was actually driving more. Because the states they're like I'm from New Jersey, so to me it's like anything within New Jersey is quick, and so like doing the
welcome
same,
to the South.
Yeah,
we like our space down here.
We do, but I will say I very much enjoyed it. I remember when I was in Lexington. Sorry, not to sidetrack. I tend to yap, but
That's what this show's for.
I'm in Lexington and I get a bourbon. They're like $6. And my friend goes, "That's kind of expensive." I'm like, $6 bourbon's expensive? Like, and if I'm in New Jersey or New York, that's like $16.
Jeez. I'll bring my own fucking bottle. Fuck that noise.
Dude, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I will this is one story. I'll just real quick. I was at a bar at New York Comic Con. This girl is dressed as Tifa Lockhart. So immediately I'm like, what's going on? I'm just as Cloud. And then,
we gotta at least get a picture.
Yeah, so so I'm like, all right, I'll get you drinks. And she just now, current Vaughn would be like, shut this shit down right away. But at the time, I'm like, yeah, whatever. Her friend, she's like, can I friend get some drinks? And she's like, by the way, after she gets the drinks, she's like, we're Latinas, so we do this. Which, side note, do you notice that Latinas always feel the need to mention that they're Latina? More than any other, it's specifically, once you notice it, you will never unsee it. They always feel the need to mention it. Anyway.
Never noticed that. I don't.
Anyway,
I mean, even being in Florida, I don't run into them very often.
Yeah, no. Once you notice, especially Latina women, they are always they're like they'll be like, "How do you feel about Latinas?" I'm like, the same way I feel about everyone. I don't know. I don't really think about it. I'm like,
I mean, what does that mean in relationship to me? Are you going to try to shank me when I'm not looking? Are you unstable? Is that what that means? I don't understand.
They say it like it's some like you. I'm like, what are you talking about? Anyway, so I buy these drinks. I go and I do the shots, and it's like they're just 3 little shots, and they're like, "That'll be $60." I'm like, "Are you what?"
Jesus?
And they're like, "Thank you," and I'm like, I'm so pissed. I don't even think I remember if I even finished the conversation. I'm like,
fucking $60. The fuck out.
I'm like, are you kidding? But this, by the way, he doesn't mention that until after. Now, of course. I'm not thinking of that this is my fault. See, current Vaughn would know to check the prices first. But also, to be fair,
getting
$60.
liquor out anywhere, getting liquor out anywhere is always going to be fucking expensive. Yeah.
So anyway,
you're better off just getting a beer.
Dude, I wish I would have just taken water if I could go back in time. To be honest. Although it did numb the pain. The shot did numb the pain a little bit, to be honest.
Rushbrook says, you love that drive, Luke. Michael, I avoid driving through the tallest part of Georgia. See, what I do is I go up through the short side of Georgia up into South Carolina, and I avoid Atlanta. See, that's the trick. I avoid Atlanta like the fucking plague because I hate driving through Atlanta because no matter what time of day, could be 3 in the fucking morning, it's still going to take fucking forever to drive through Atlanta. So I go up to Savannah and then up into South Carolina. It makes a nice leisurely drive. I enjoy that.
Next time I'll have to, because I just follow the directions my phone puts, and then.
They give you multiple. Choices.
Well, I just do whatever the shortest is. Now, if I could go back, because I'm driving, it's bliss. We stop. We have me, Ali, my friend Vaughn, Frega. We have pizza, and then we keep driving, and then suddenly things start changing. I'm like, this is the Atlanta I've heard so much about. Because it's just the whole time, it's just nothing. It's all pretty. And then I'm like, all right.
And then suddenly, congested city. Yeah. No. I avoid Atlanta like the fucking plague.
I'm sure it's nice to go in there. Maybe. No. Yes. I don't know.
I mean, there's cool stuff there. Feline used to live in Atlanta, so she's intimately familiar with it. You know, she used to live there. But I don't have any reason to go to Atlanta. I don't want to raise my blood pressure. I don't want to constantly be on my brakes. I don't want to have to deal with all of the obnoxiousness of Atlanta, so I avoid it like the plague. The only place in Georgia I go is Macon, and that's it. Michael Rushbrook had a question here. Atlanta traffic is worse than going through the pits of hell, says Michael Rushbrook. I agree. Old Dirty Fatty, what's up, dude? He says, as Vaughn's future bodyguard, I now know to keep crazy Latina women away from him.
Well, let's
there
not
you go.
Overboard.
He'll.
You know,
He's like, hold on. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Let's yeah.
You can screen the crazy ones.
I'll take the screening process.
Right.
You know.
Right. Okay, here it is. Rushbrook asks, Vaughn, what's your favorite book that's not a comic?
So, I mean, lately, this is kind of cheating, but lately I've been going through the Old Testament, driving that. I mean, New Testament. I haven't, the old is, I'll be there a while. But the new, been listening to that, that's been nice, but that feels like it's not, doesn't really, so I haven't read a book in forever, but I got through a lot of Lovecraft
How dare
stuff. Which, because it's all public domain now, there's tons of great audiobooks of them. Sometimes I spend forever just picking which audiobook to drive through, and then I'm like, all right, that was an hour of my life. But I would say, like, if we're
It's
talking
like
Lovecraft,
scrolling through Netflix or all the streaming services trying to find something to watch.
Yeah. I would say, I mean, like, in terms of the Lovecraft stuff, like, my favorite stories from those are Dunwich Horror, Shadow over Innsmouth, The Rats in the Walls, Color Out of Space, Haunter of the Dark. Call of Cthulhu is one of those ones where at first I was like, it's overrated. And it's just one that I can't stop thinking about. So it's like it grows on me over time, that one. There's a lot of his stories that I love. And then the Percy Jackson books when I was a kid, those were like my favorite. I remember reading The Titan's Curse, that one. I was sick at school and there was nothing good on TV and I was, at least for a kid.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, I'll just read this. And then it's like the whole day. I just read the entire book and then started the next one.
You got to love it when you get sucked into a book and just, read the whole day away and you don't even mind. You ain't mad about it because it was a good story.
Back to that kind of attention span, man. Now I'm so like all over the place.
You look at the world around us, man. The world around us is all chaos and electric stimulation all the time. All you got to do is turn off all the electronics, turn off all the screens, and just zone out on a book. You can do it. It can be done. It just takes a lot more effort than it used to. Rushbrook says, cool stuff in Atlanta, but the traffic is the worst you'll ever experience.
Well, see, this is where I would... Michael, have you ever been to New York City or a place called
I was about to say, New York City, New Jersey, L.A. So, fun fact, used to live out in California when I was a kid, back in the late 80s with my parents. And we would have to get on the highway to get anywhere. And as a kid, I would literally cry when they would mention the highway because I knew we were going to be in the car for at least 3 fucking hours. And I would be so bored and upset. So, yeah, there's traffic in Atlanta, and then there's L.A. traffic, and then there's New York traffic.
That's interesting.
I once drove a 26-foot U-Haul truck with a car trailer on the back of it through all of the boroughs. My GPS took me onto Manhattan, and I had to navigate all of that shit with a 26-foot U-Haul and a car trailer. I white-knuckled that entire fucking drive. I don't ever want to do that again. I was so mad at my GPS because I specifically did not want to go on to the island of Manhattan, and it took me onto the island of Manhattan. It was great. Pale Rider says, the crazy women are the best in bed, but never fall asleep in their presence. That's words of wisdom there from our boy Pale Rider.
I'm not remotely surprised. Did you guys notice, I'm going to be in Vegas next weekend? I'll have to be on my guard.
Yeah, you better be careful. Otherwise, you wake up in a bathtub full of ice with both your fucking kidneys gone. Yeah, it's a comforting thought, isn't it? So don't be accepting like random drinks from random chicks.
No,
Yeah. They may want your kidneys.
Yeah.
Old Dirty Fatty says I just listened to 2 different William Shatner bios and they were surprisingly good. Well, there you go.
Yeah. So we've been talking for like 30 minutes. I realized I haven't even talked about. But my friend. Well, that's true. You don't. So here's the thing
So he
about New York.
couldn't stand Atlanta traffic.
That's the thing, though. I don't know how Atlanta's laid out, but New York, you don't need a car because you can get anywhere through public transportation. It's
right.
Pretty good. You're not going to wait too long for a train, or you could walk almost anywhere. So in that respect, like once I'm in New York City, I rarely have to drive. Like I will rather take an Uber. Or even just, there's a subway, I'll just get a little ticket. Or I'll walk. So in that Los Angeles, you cannot do that. So it's like, what's Atlanta like in comparison? Because that's like the different sides of it. Like,
there is public transportation in Atlanta as far as I know. But you can't, I mean, as you discovered in the South, things are very spread out.
Right.
Yeah. Jacksonville is very similar in that regard. It is very spread out.
I was explaining to someone they weren't getting it. I'm like, no. Florida is the opposite. It's like the more north you are, the more south you get. Like I remember when I was in Pensacola, I was like, someone was like with thick Southern accent. I'm like, this is Florida? Because I've only been to I've been to Miami, I've been to Orlando, I've been to like Delray, and like there, and I'm like.
That's because a lot of people moved from northern states to the warmer climes of Florida. The snowbirds. So
Right.
That's why that is.
Yeah. So
let's see. Pale Rider says I drove through Texas with an overweight flat trailer without trailer brakes. Never run so many stoplights before. I fucking bet, dude. The MARTA in Atlanta. Is that is that like a rail transit? I'm not sure what the MARTA is. Let's see. And we are about to start. We're talking about road trips, but the reason why we were talking about road trips is because our boy Vaughn has been traveling to promote his comic. He's been going to conventions. And see, before we had this amazing invention called the internet, I mean, I suppose that could be debated, considering all the absolute fucking nonsense on the internet.
We met in person, but we recognized each other through the internet.
Right.
We were both wearing she-shirts. I was
That's
walking
right.
by your table.
That's right. That was at MegaCon.
Yep. And we know each other before then,
Yeah. So because we have this, we can talk about comics, we can promote comics, but what you used to have to do is go to conventions. Oh, Metropolitan Atlanta Rapid Transit Authority. Well, there you go. Old Dirty Fatty says, I imagine a beautiful streetwise older woman taking Vaughn under her wing, and he has a crazy 80s movie adventure. There you go.
I'm not sure how to feel about that.
Go watch a bunch of 80s movies and then get back to us about it. Anyway, what I was saying is, and I swear this is a long way around to get to promoting the book. He's been promoting his book, and that's what you used to have to do back in the day before we had the internet, and that's what we're going to do now. So Phenomenova, issue number 4. Let me go ahead and add you to the stream here. Replace. There we go. There you are. Okay, so issue number 4 on Kickstarter, and it's going well.
Great, man.
I'm glad to hear that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer.
My name is Miles Henksly. I am Galvaknight.
In costume in this issue. Fuck yeah, man.
That was issue 2.
Because
okay.
Training uniform still.
They don't know how hard I've worked.
So his final costume he hasn't done.
Today, I will prove that I'm not a failure. I am worthy of joining Phenomenova.
There's that cover. There's that card.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was kind of, because I was on the road and my colorist delivers in batches, and I only had the first couple pages colored. That actually forced me to go, let's do something different. Let's really highlight all the characters on the cover.
Yeah.
Using past stuff and then a hint of what's to come. But there is action in this issue. It's all the interior line art is done. My colorist, he's like behind us, but he flats like a bunch of pages and then goes ham. And so I'll be like nothing for a while, and then it'll be like shitloads of pages. So
heck yeah. So you get page dumps at a time. That's awesome. So here's this is the new cover for this issue. You got several covers for this issue, but this is the one you were just talking about with all of the characters.
Yeah, this was I had mentioned this on a previous stream, but this was the original thumbnail for the issue 3, and I said, okay, but some of these characters are barely in issue 3, and issue 2 was a training issue, 1 was an origin, so I said 3, let's like really show we're in the heat of battle, like an old. So I was like, let's focus on the new guys, Phenomenova facing the villains. And so I kind of told him, let's do that. But I said, let's save this for 4. And then he did another thumbnail that I was like, very Dark Cloud centric. And I said, that's great too. I still don't think that's it. But I said, let's save that for 5. Let's reconsider that for 5. And we ended up reusing while adding stuff to that thumbnail.
Never 5. Throw anything away.
So both. So that made it much easier for this issue. And the next one, we didn't have to waste time on that. So, yeah.
Rushbrook says, "Will we see how really like Vivacity? Will we see how really like Vivacity?
I'm curious.
Will we see how Miles get along with his teammates in issue 4? Really like Vivacity. Will we see? Oh, okay. Really like Vivacity. Will we see how Miles gets along with his teammates in issue 4?
We're going to see a lot more Vivacity in issue 4. I'll tell you the truth. I've always wanted to do Vivacity origins. I would do all their origins, but Vivacity especially. That's something I want to work on. But you get to see some of her origin in issue 4, and if people really like it, I have a full expanded. I'm working with someone who I admire a lot as a writer to really bring that to life in a bigger way. But I am very happy with that. We got issue 4. Everything is
Old Dirty Fatty. Everything can be taken wrong on the internet. No matter what you say.
No matter what, but we will see plenty more Vivacity, and I think she's going to become more of a fan favorite by the end of this issue. And that's one of the fun things is seeing how everyone feels about favorites with each issue, because I feel like they'll change. You're going to see a lot more of all these characters in this issue, especially Vivacity. I decided when I rewrote issue 4, because originally it was going to be mostly like training montages. It was really going to be like. So in earlier drafts, it was a lot of power demonstrations. Like this character's the power. And then I decided, screw that. After issue 3, I was like, this is good. But my editor and I both agreed that it was like the week. And I was like, this is everyone coming together. This is right off the heels of issue 3. Let's really pump this up. So I rewrote it. And I decided to hype up the tension. And so I will say you will see more. Obviously, Force and Galvaknight screwed up at the nuclear reactor. There's fallout for that.
Of course.
And especially,
Fallout, get it? But I'm ching.
Yeah. So Force, he really has to kind of rein. You're gonna see the differences. It's like he just got here. Miles is really gonna have to earn his spot with the team, or at least, even if not a full member, at least the right to not even to train with them. He has the right, but like. All right, shouldn't I just kick your ass right now? What makes you think, and what makes you think I won't? He's really going to try and earn his place with the team and get to know them a bit better. And really, this is his chance for him to redeem himself. The team itself, while they performed as well as they could, it wasn't a successful mission at the reactor for the most part. They were successful in some things, but they did not succeed in stopping the heist or in taking in the villains. So everyone across the board has something to atone for. Galvaknight may be the biggest loser in terms of how much he messed up, but
Because he went in half-cocked.
Yeah, he went in with no experience.
Yep.
And there was someone got hurt. Multiple people got hurt as a result of his actions. Whereas Force is kind of like forced to rectify, and the team is forced to kind of sort out their differences, and then they have to work together to stop a greater threat in the training room.
Right.
And that is kind of what I wanted. I decided instead of, I was like, let's really force these characters together and really make it where they have to confront their issues and they have to put them aside. Let's thrust them into I decided instead of like a series of individual demonstrations, let's force them into a scenario where they have to fight something bigger. And like I said, I've been reading a lot of Lovecraft, and I was like, well, they should fight a giant robot. And I was like, all right, well, let's make it like have tentacles and stuff. And then I get to this point in the script, and I'm like, oh, I'm like referencing that cover, and I'm like, all right, nope, we're gonna do an homage cover. I'm like, Bobby, come here. I got a mission for you. And this homage cover turned out just fantastic.
Yeah, I actually really like the flat colors on this. It definitely harkens back to that classic cover. And yeah, that is an awesome cover. So yeah, I like that you did that. And yeah, he did it right. You know, after JR. You know, whenever you do an homage, you got to reference who you're homaging. Otherwise, you're just fucking swiping, and you know it.
Yeah, and I showed it when I saw JR in person. I was showing him when it was being worked on. He was like, "Nice, it's a girl this time." I was like, "That's cool."
Right. Let's see. He says, Rushbrook says, sorry for that earlier word vomit typing on my phone. I feel like it's giving him shit. Good thing you're such a great artist. No mush.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you've seen me on Twitter for a writer-editor, I need to check my spelling more.
Yeah, well, you know, autocorrect always makes people say stuff they didn't Nintendo.
Yeah, sure, but go with that.
Yeah, that's totally it.
Yeah,
I turn off autocorrect, so you know, when I mistype something, it's all me. I'll own that shit.
I rarely ever mean to say ducking autocorrect.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody ever means to, but you know, whatever. We digress. So here is the badass VK Marin cover. And this cover is just fucking great, man.
Yeah,
I mean, there's so much energy going on here.
This might be the one time where everyone seems to like this more than them. Because I love the main. I was like, this is all my
Yeah, the main cover is great.
And then it was like, everyone's like, this one. And I'm like, oh, you guys do like Galvaknight.
Well,
okay.
Look at the energy in this. Look at the posture, the framing. You know, this has got a lot of punch. The point of a cover is so that you see it across the room. It grabs your eyeballs, pulls you over, and makes you pick up that book to look at it. This does that. This reaches out and snatches those eyeballs. I mean, the reason why this, the original of this is such a classic cover is because it snatches those eyeballs, man.
Yeah.
And again, there's nothing wrong with this. This is a powerful cover of the team, and it showcases everybody. But these close-up shots, they're dramatic. The body posture is dramatic, and
I think that's often one of the things is I'm like, oh well, I want to show everything, because in my film and it's like V and I were like, he gave me 4 thumbnails, and we were debating like which one, and we ultimately decided on this because I was like, oh, maybe speed and electricity, and we're like, no, the simplicity of this just
I mean, there's a lot of power and punch in this cover. And the colors are fantastic as well.
Dollhouse, yeah, nailed
dude, Dollhouse is so good. He's so good.
Yeah, V always says he's the best colorist in the industry, and yeah, I mean he's certainly good. And then speaking of the coloring is probably going to be slightly different on the holographic because everyone liked this cover so much. I'm like, should I do a holographic? And I
could totally see this one as a holographic cover. It's got the colors for it. Yeah.
So I decided that this is a temporary mock-up. I'm going to finalize the cover.
Okay, right on. Okay. So this is the mock-up of what the holographic cover. Yeah. Yeah. That I think. Well. Yeah. I mean, but this I can see what you're going for with this. So yeah, I could definitely see that being a badass holographic cover, man. I like shit like that. But again, I read comics in the 90s, so I love stuff like that. Chromium covers, holographic covers, glow-in-the-dark covers,
Yeah, see,
give me all that stuff. Not all the time. They got to be special occasions.
Yeah.
But, I dig that shit.
I decided, you know what? This is a special occasion.
Right.
And there's this one, of course. This is the first 48 hours. If you back all of the other covers, you can still get it. Otherwise, it's, you have to back them all.
Those exclusive covers. Now, is this the first like timed exclusive cover that you've done for a campaign?
I did for issue 3. I had one of the covers with Vivacity was I had 2 different color schemes to work with, and I was like, what do I do? I can't just have 2. And I'm like, I like both of these, and I said, you know what? The other one that's like less canon that has a redder, because it takes place during the day, issue 3. So I said, this one isn't really canon, but it looks cool. So I said, all right, screw it. This is the 48-hour cover. Not thinking much of it. And then so many, I'm like, all right, well, you know, maybe that'll incentivize some people. And I'm like, really? The variant of a variant? You guys are going? I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm going to do a 48-hour cover on every campaign then, if this is the response I'm getting. And then I saw this, and I was like, which one do I make the 48 hours? Originally going to be the exclusive, and then the X-Men homage. But then Bobby and I had come up with this, and we're like, yeah, no, this is a 48-hour.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to do a 48-hour cover with the hot chick on it. I mean, that seems like a good plan. That is, you know, the comics, man. You know, you gotta have the hot babe on the cover. You know, again, got to catch them eyeballs with that cover, right?
And
get them to come pick up the book.
A great front cover. But we decided ultimately, because actually the girl who co-created Vivacity, she came up with a few, and I was expecting her to do something with Vivacity's origin. She gave a thumbnail of that, and then this. I feel like I've been typecasting her as that when she, in reality, can draw any of my characters as well, because this is amazing. And this is
this is another powerful image.
But I already had enough, and I was like, I'm not doing another. Maybe if I ever color it, I could do like an exclusive for a convention or something.
Right. I mean, this could also be, you know, a really cool print.
Yeah.
You know, comic size print.
Back cover, because ever since the Blood Strike, it was a happy accident that the back covers are all grayscale. Because it was originally my friend Bobby wanted to do. He's like, "What are you doing for the back cover?" I'm like, "Back cover? What am I doing for the back cover?" And
right.
Goes, I want to do a Blood Strike homage. I was like, with
rub the blood.
Yeah, with the Crusader Corps covers. I'm like, I'm not paying for the blood. But we can do the Crusader Corps. And then he was like,
you might be hard-pressed to find a company that'll actually do the blood, you know, rub the blood thing on there.
Yeah, well, also for the back cover, I'm like, I'm just trying to make the book. Let's do that. But it was, and I was like, all right, but I want to color because my heroes are colorful. And he's like, all right, whatever. And then I started seeing it in black and white. I'm like, all right, you know what, we're gonna grayscale it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do a true homage to that blood strike cover, yeah, it's got to be.
And then with the issue 2 cover, it was like him, Miles, my friend. I was like, "What do you have in mind?" And he was like, "Miles at the grave," and I'm like, "All right, that's grayscale too." And I'm like, "You know what? Screw it. They're all grayscale going forward." 3.
I mean, now you've established a pattern at this point, so you might as well.
Although this one, I feel like lends itself to color more so.
Oh yeah, it could.
The first 3 didn't lend themselves to color, really.
Right.
Not saying they can't be, but they're more somber. Well, the Bloodstrike one isn't. This one, I'd consider coloring at some point for something.
Sure. I mean, maybe a collected edition or something like that. Yeah. It's a powerful image. It's got a nice punch. You can feel the weight of that impact there.
Which this was one of the. That's another thing. I always think of like 8 cover ideas per issue, and there's a point where Force punches Miles, but we already had the homage.
Right.
We already had V, and we already had the main cover, and I'm like, I can't do every little cover idea, and so I was like, what's another cover I could do?
Right.
And I thought about it, and I'm like. Well, and then when she proposed this as a back cover, I'm like, okay, there we go. Now I get to actually keep that idea.
There you go. And so we got some interior pages here. So how many pages are we looking at for this issue?
So it's 28 pages, which is going to be my standard. Looks like I'm immediately breaking it again with 5. Because 5, I was so happy. I'm like, because it's going to be 28 as the standard going forward. But the first 5 issues are all different page counts because issue 5, there was one point where I was like, what? And I'm like, I'm indie. I'll just add a page. So the issue 5 is going to be 29 pages.
Yes.
But then we're actually going to go back. I'm going to try my best to commit to the standard of 28-page books. So because New Teen Titans did this thing where it was like they went from 24 to 28. Also, as a writer, I was like, this needs 4 more pages. And I've liked that, and I applied it to all of them.
Right.
28, I found this is a great page count. It's the right amount of condensing with that little bit of extra punch for my artist to have room. I felt...
Right on.
28 is good. So 28 pages. So it's a little slightly longer than issue 2, but it is about that length.
All right. I mean that's a good length for an issue for a single issue. What's up, Plagle? Good to see you, sir. Hello, friend. And we've got a tank ferret in the chat. Good afternoon to all you magnificent bastards and bastettes. I don't know where you at, man, but it's definitely evening here. We're pushing 10 o'clock where I'm at. But good to see you, Tank. Thank you for joining us, sir. Correction. Good evening. Oh, okay. See, I jumped the gun there, but yeah. So 28 pages. That's a great page length for single issues. I remember when comics used to be traditionally they used to be like 26, 24 pages. So 28 is great, and I'm talking like 24. And this is all story. There's no ads in this. So you get 22 pages in a regular book now, and like half that shit's fucking ads. So plenty of story going on here, and these interior pages look great, man.
Yeah, and we're not even getting to the cool stuff yet.
Well, you gotta save something for people to get interested in, man.
Yeah.
They gotta jump on the book to check it out.
And then we do have the fan art contest. I don't promote nearly enough. If anyone here wants to participate,
Dude, I didn't even know you were doing a fan art contest this time around.
Campaign, and I forget to promote it every campaign. So yeah, you guys have fan art contest, which means the bar is pretty low right now. Your chances of winning are pretty good because I, like an idiot, have not been promoting my own fan art contest.
But you got like what 10? Oh, you got 7 days. Art contest submissions
if I have to expand it, I will, but try to get it within the next week.
Damn, wish I would have known that. Anyway, all right.
If people need extensions, I could maybe be
Of course, I'm
know.
going out on the road anyway. All right, so if you got some fan art, you want to do some fan art for Phenomenova. I mean, you got a whole host of characters that you can do here.
More than ever.
So there you go. You guys jump in on this. Obviously, no AI, good. No nudity, that's appropriate. And you got the dimensions right up here. So yeah, go do this.
Yeah, come on, guys. You just submit if you want to, and we'll see who gets in.
Heck yeah. All right. And so obviously all the books are available on this campaign as well. So you can do the catch-up tier. We were talking about that earlier. People have been catching up on this book. I have read the first one because I was able to pick that up from you at HeroesCon last year.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it, man. It's a good book.
I think it's the weakest of the three. I still like it.
Well, I mean, it's your first one, man. Listen, that's the thing. That's the thing about character development and growing. Your first one is not gonna be your best book.
I'm
you
still
gotta.
happy with it. My point is that it gets better. So
Well, there
if
you
like
go.
That one you'll like 2 and 3.
Well, and guys, if you guys are looking for that feeling that you got when you like read early Spider-Man stuff, that teen superhero trying to find his way and trying to figure things out, and wanting to do the right thing but not really knowing how to do the right thing, this is a book to check out. And obviously a lot of growth between first issue and the fourth issue, which is the new one that's out. And crafting a superhero world here. So Feline has dropped the link so you guys can go grab this book. Yeah, man, it's fucking awesome. Now I'm sure I've asked you this before, but how long is this just going? Like an ongoing, or do you have like a beginning, middle, and an end? How many issues do you see this being?
There will be a beginning, middle, and end way eventually.
Oh, okay,
I see this
all right.
For the foreseeable future, I'm probably, I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. I will say this is like the first half of the, and then I've written the first 9. I have plans for, and even 9 is like the introductory storyline,
right?
Really. And I have plans to keep introducing new things. I have plans to go well into the 100.
You got plenty of stories to tell.
Plenty of stories to tell. So this is going to be an ongoing. What? No, this is a great question, Tank.
Yep.
So mine is a super, because people have asked me that. What makes mine different, right? So one of the things I'll say, Phenomenova is set 20 years after World War III, and in my world, superhumans fought on both sides of the conflict, and now what we're seeing is a world after the fact. In a brand new area that was destroyed and then rebuilt after the war. And one of the things I always say about my story, in an age of deconstruction and cynicism, this is a reconstruction, a reconstitution of the genre. So many people were trying to push me, do something creative. And by creative, what they mean is like The Boys or like Watchmen. I'm like, that's like the standard now. That's also not who I am or what I want to put. I want to double down on everything that I have loved about comics.
Right.
And that was my goal for this series, is to really show that, and it's do something that's earnest, but that has potential. There's plenty of room for it to get in crazy directions. I have plot lines, but I'm setting the foundation now, and it's an unapologetic superhero story and love letter to superhero stories. I don't like doing the whole. I'm not saying I'm never going to subvert anything. I definitely will, but not in a way where I feel like I'm betraying the heart and soul of the superhero genre. That is one of the key things. Subvert to your heart's content. Again, like I talk about,
it has to serve the story. It can't just be for the sake of subversion.
So, like, Final Fantasy VII subverts the hero's journey and the typical stuff, but it does it in a way that reaffirms it, in my opinion. And that's what I kind of like. Galvaknight, he's not the knight in shining armor that we see. He's a kid in a makeshift costume that thinks he could stop a heist at a nuclear reactor because a bunch of heroes 20 years older did it. And he's like, oh, well, I could do it. I have powers, as if that's all it takes. My heart's in the right place. And what I'm showing is that is a good virtue, but, man, you got to get your stuff together. And that's kind of what the nature of this story is. And
heck yeah.
This is also a...
Tank says he feels that. There you go.
NDA Andrew, Ripperverse, he wanted to do a print with a Speedsters characters, and then John Zorn was like, oh, or mine too, and so we just were like, all right, let's do it. So this is a mini print with all of our characters. Everyone liked the opening splash page so much, I decided to make that a mini print too. It was another thing that was cover quality, but I'm like, nope, have enough covers.
Yeah, there's a trend. Obviously, covers are cool. You know, it's the first thing you see when you pick up a book. But there is a trend to overproduce covers. I mean, you know, Detective Comics 1000 had like fucking 60 some odd covers or some shit like that. I mean, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I remember there being an obscene amount of covers, and you know, whenever there's a new #1, they got to do like 20 fucking covers. It's like, come on. You know, yes, there's a lot of cool images out there, but, you know, especially when it comes to indie, you know, having a few set covers, because people do like to have a choice, and some completionists like to collect them all and complete the set, you know, and making that attainable without having to spend, you know, an arm, a leg, and your firstborn is nice. You know, it leaves room to buy other books.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, if you want to spend the extra money on, like, because I decided, like, I'll make the V1 more expensive. It's like, if you decide you just want the main is a good enough. It's like, I don't do covers I'm not proud of. All the other covers are good. But if you want to spend these money on these extras, have at it.
Hey, giving people choice, but not so much that they have choice paralysis.
That's what I think I gave my people choice paralysis with issue 3. I think I did that. I'm learning, you know.
Yeah.
It's
always a learning process, man.
Of like, I want to work with this person. I can't pay them to do a full book, but I can pay them to do a cover. That's a big part of it. I love collaborating with people. I love working with people. I love seeing my characters come to life. And so that's kind of where, like, I started doing these variant covers more so from that. But I'm like, okay, I can't do this every single time.
Right.
And I can't do this because there's a million people who have told me they could do covers that I think is cool. And I was always one of those people that's like, oh, I don't like variant covers. It's stupid. The main cover should be enough. And the main cover is enough. But this is a little extra in case you want to. And it gives me the chance to work with another artist or to come to tell this. Because I'll look at an issue and I'll think of multiple cover ideas. Or an artist will look at my issue and think of a cover idea. So it's like an extra way to express and...
Yeah.
You know, but...
I hear you, Tank. I could rant hard about variant covers as well. When working in the comic shop, I used to see an obscene amount of, you know, variant covers.
Dynamite for Vampirella issues. I'm like, what is the story of the issue? Do any of these convey anything about the story?
No, usually not. And that's the other thing that irritates the shit out of me is that the covers often don't they don't work with the interior story. The cover should say something about the story. Even the variant covers.
I agree. Know? All my variant covers do.
Yeah.
They do say something about the story. Like again, the Galvaknight one that is emblematic. But I wanted everyone on the main cover. I'm like, if we're bringing everyone together, that's doing it.
Yep.
There was a Rini cover for issue 1. I still have a handful of them left. You could get them on my website or from the
there you go.
So if you go to my website, I was like, you know what? I'll put all the variant covers and past campaigns on my website. They are pricier. Obviously, that's another thing. Whatever's left over from the printer, I sell at a higher price.
I understand that completely because it's incentive to get it when it's first available.
And
That's the thing to do.
I still overprinted because I expected more damages or whatever books, and I was
Right.
earlier. I'm like, oh, I'm so. Now I'm like, all right, this is enough to print.
Yeah,
so now
I mean,
now because of
again,
that,
you learn.
they're going to get rarer with issues. But even then, the issue 1 covers of over a year of selling at cons. Those ain't going to last forever. That Final Fantasy VII cover, I'm going to a gaming convention, so we'll see if there's many of those left,
And you got the narwhal cover here for issue 3.
Yeah, so there's a couple of those left.
Yeah, so if you want to get this one, you jump on it, And then this is another variant cover for issue 3. So now are the ones that are on the campaign, are these also available as add-ons in this campaign? Okay.
Yes. Because I have a few at the fulfillment center. I said, don't bother shipping them back to me. Let's get those issue 4 numbers in.
Right.
Whatever variant covers you have left from the previous campaign that are still there, I'll just throw those on the campaign. So if I never see them again,
hey, if people want them and they can buy them, again, giving people choice.
Yeah. So there was the issue 3 48-hour cover was that, but with a redder color scheme. I have none of them left here, but there might be a few at the fulfillment center. But then I'm going to be tabling with that artist in Denver. So I felt weird about putting the 48-hour cover back on the. Maybe I'll put it back later. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I only have probably 8 of them, if even.
Well, that's the thing about exclusive timed exclusives. You can have a way to get it. The time period, and then maybe with an all-in tier.
Or at a
but
con.
after that, or at a con after the campaign is over, sure, and everything's been fulfilled. If you got any extras, but you do got to be careful about that because the whole draw of that exclusivity.
They're pricier though.
Yeah.
I doubled the price of the covers after the campaign.
There you go.
So the $15 issue 3 variant covers are now $30. Sorry.
Jump in on it early.
Yeah.
And the awesome badass card by Mr. Michael Rushbrook. Guys, we need to get to the 20K stretch goal so that this card goes out to everybody, right?
I'd say that's not within reason. I mean, at the way the campaign is moving, if you do with the rate. If there's just a slight increase in the rate of backers, I haven't hit that slump yet. God, I'm not jinxing anything. I haven't really hit that slump yet. If things keep going, it's possible. Yeah. It's certainly possible.
Well, again, being on Kickstarter, they have a, they're built. They've got a place built for selling comics. There's a huge market on Kickstarter for selling comics. I mean, that's where people start. I mean, Brian Polito started there. Jimmy Palmiotti did his stuff there initially, and they started doing comics on Kickstarter. And so there's, their algorithm is built for it. And now they actually seem to really care about comics, people that want to make comics. So it is a way for people to get their comics out there. Obviously, there's also Fund My Comic, which is gaining steam and momentum. So will you be doing a campaign over there after this is done, you think?
Here's the thing. I love Luke. I would love to if I have the time. I've been inundated. I'm going to be at a con almost every weekend. May is going to be an insanely busy month. I was aiming for 5 conventions. It's looking like I'm waitlisted at one. There's a chance.
Right.
I might have a weekend off. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Not even if I have to and I'm not saying as if I'm above it or anything. I'm not even saying that, but also 4 issues in with the lack of add-ons, it's literally a practicality of just I would have to make so many carts, and so I love Luke Stone.
Yeah.
It's just the practicality of having to do all those different combinations.
Again. Yeah.
Because I know there's the whole, you could grab 2 things, but then you have to count on people being good, and it's just, if someone grabs that and it's not the shipping, it's just, it's really just basically a practicality thing.
Yeah, and that's something that has to be factored into all of this, especially when you're on the road doing things. And, conventions are, they've always been a part of the indie scene, so it's something that has to be factored in. Tank says, given product timelines, how long until the trade paperback?
So there's a good chance. Initially, I was like, oh, I'll wait till issue 8. And then I decided to add. There was enough little plot elements that were dangling where 8 was a solid ending. I'm like, all right, but let's add the cherry on top. And so I kind of.
Right.
And then I was like, all right, 9 is like the little epilogue / cherry on top to the storyline. 9 is the.
Right.
So
Kind of like
all
the
right.
coda.
But I was like, oh, that. But I'm like, you know what? After I rewrote issue 4 with after issue 3, I'm like,
Right.
actually, that's a pretty solid trade. Also economically works better. So there's a chance I'll go to a trade
Okay.
for this issue. So I might, because normally I'm like, oh, the main cover will get reprinted. I don't even know if I will reprint the main cover. I'm not even sure.
I mean, you got all these ideas for covers. Might as well, give the trade something different. And also, it gives the completionists, the collectors, something else to collect. Because let's be honest, we're comic nerds. We collect these books. We want, and a lot of us want to have the complete run of things. They want to have that new piece of artwork. So I say do a new piece of artwork since you've got all these cover ideas. And if one kind of encapsulates that section of the story, use that as a trade cover, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. Things have been great.
Hell, you could use this badass card art here.
I'm figuring out something. I'm going to have my artist do the trade. He's doing the issue 5 cover right now because I always factor in the cover for the next issue is always a teaser at the end. So I consider the issue 5 cover part of the issue 4 budget.
Yeah.
Right? Issue 4 is not done until the issue 5 cover is done. That's also part of why I did the timeline I did. So yeah, there was always, I'm going to say this, there was always a fan art contest with each issue.
Okay. Good to know.
So if you're like, is there yes, there's always going to be some sort of fan art contest. If
Right
I
on.
have to extend, because again, I did a terrible job marketing this one with everything. I thought people knew by now, but you forget. Again, we've known each other for years. I forget. I'm like, everyone knows this Phenomenova fan art contest. No.
Yeah, you can't count on people to always
No.
know.
You get cocky. You get cocky, and you think, oh, everyone knows by now. No,
Well, I don't even necessarily know if it's cocky. It's like being able to see the forest from the trees. You're so ensconced in working on this. So in your mind, of course, there's a fan art contest, but you got to remember that everybody else is like doing their own thing. They're in the forest, can't see the forest from the trees in their own life. So you got to remind people. You got to remind people that you're there. I mean, there are so many things that are competing for attention and eyeballs, and you got to remind people that cool shit's out there.
Yeah.
So, Tank says my stance is that unless there's an iconic cover that is synonymous with the IP, trade paperbacks and digests get new covers with the older covers in the art section. I can dig that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing I'm debating. So I'm probably going to do a different cover for the trade paperback.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I would say if you're like, because obviously every issue there are first appearances in this story.
Right.
In fact, Joe Bernardo, I don't know if you know him, he was tabling next to me.
Mm-hmm.
He designed a character that appears in this. And actually, there's only one MegaCon exclusive Phenomenova issue 4 preview book
Right.
that is on my website, and that includes the original character design by Joe. I decided with my preview book to actually do something that's only in the preview book. So
Nice.
there's only one of those left on my website, if people want it. And yeah,
There you go. See, again, got little tidbits and things for the collectors, the completionists. Got to give them something, So, book looks awesome, man. Congratulations on the tremendous launch, and I think it's awesome that you're doing a bunch more conventions. It makes me happy to see so many of my
I
indie
forgot.
friends.
I'm so sorry, I forgot. I need to update the campaign because I think it's a different date. No, is that the? Hang on, let me double check the fan art. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
interrupt
What's up, Billy? Billy Basco says, I like comics and cute, punky 80s girls. And apparently those are internet boobs.
See, people keep trying to insist that I have the whole tear dives. Oh, no, it is 1 week left. I'm sorry. It is 1 week left. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you when you were actually saying positive things about me. Continue.
Please continue to, build me up. No, I love seeing my indie peeps going to conventions because that's how you got the word out before we could just talk to each other on the internet and do YouTube and stuff like that. I love the new methods; they're great, but using the old methods as well is they're still viable, obviously.
Yeah, don't just do one. That's one of the main things. Every little method I'm doing, I mean, not all of them are going to work, but you want to try every little thing.
Yeah.
And things work. Things tend to work when you really
Just gotta put the effort into it.
Like the conventions feeds, the Kickstarter feeds, this everything's kind of if I don't get someone this way, I might get them that way. I might get them this way. I might get them this. The shorts may not work for some people, but they work for a lot of people, and it's the constant pushing and trying new things. I love people. I love talking to people. I love hanging out at cons and doing those in person. There's something special. Not saying when you guys do the backing the campaigns, that is special too, and I think adding the goals helps to that seeing the rising bar and the percentage that helps. But there's also something about just like someone who maybe never heard of me coming over and being convinced by me to get my book.
Dude, talking face to face, we as human beings, as people, we're meant to talk face to face. There is,
right.
Well, we can have a conversation over the internet like we're doing right now. But there is something drastically different about being able to look somebody in the eye, face to face, shake their hand, and talk to people. That's human connection. And being able to get excited. That's one of the things that I miss the most about being in the comic shop is having my regulars come in and we talk about comics. Just be fucking nerds in a comic shop. And that energy, and it's contagious. It's another reason why I love conventions, is because everybody's there to have a good time and enjoy comics. And that energy is infectious. It builds people up. It makes them happy to be there. And so when people get a chance to meet a creator that they've been following for a while or discover a new indie book, all the better. That's what conventions are for. Yes, we have these new methods of being able to, share stuff online and shop online and all that stuff. But being able to build that human connection is awesome. Being able to talk to people in person is awesome.
100%. 100%. Michael, I remember you started a fan art piece that looked like cover quality for issue 1. You can even just submit that, dude, if you want, if you ever end up finishing that. Or don't. I don't care. But,
just whatever. I don't care.
I just feel, listen, the shameless self-promotion, I can't turn it off, dude. I cannot turn it off. It's on for life. It's literally like muscle memory. Like someone before was like, I go right into my pitch. When you do that with MegaCon, it's just nonstop. Like I remember I had, I just went right into my pitch talking to this guy and he goes, "Do you know who I am?" I'm like, "No, this person from the chat." I'm like, "Oh, you've heard this a million times. How you doing?"
Yep.
And
that in and of itself is fucking cool. Meeting people that have been hanging out in the chat. It's always great to meet people that they tell you their screen name. Old Dirty Fatty says, "No wonder I'm not successful. I hate people." I'm sure if you get around the right people, you'll be just fine. Because by and large, people irritate the shit out of me too, Old Dirty Fatty. But when I'm around the right people, I have a fucking great time. Take it easy, Tank. Later, man. He says, like and share, hit that bell, and stay magnificent, everyone. Well, thank you for being here. Speaking of cool people, what's up, Smokey? Good to see you, sir. I go to party like it's 1999.
Hey, I was born that year. I'm not kidding.
Jesus Christ.
1999.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I graduated in 2001.
Wow. Yeah.
Yep.
I was 2 years old.
Yep. Smokey says, "Come play with Dr. Feelgood." Oh yeah, and Feeling says, "I'm not leaving Luke alone with you this time." Yeah, no, I'm hip to your game this time, Smokey. We still gonna hang out and have a good time though, but I'm not going to do what I did last year. Yeah. Billy says, "I like people, but I hate gatherings. It's a conundrum." Yeah, I would say that is a hell of a conundrum there, my friend. Yep.
It depends if it's a gathering of the right people.
Exactly. Let's see. All right, I have. And Michael says, "Oh, okay." So I think he might actually finish that thing. So yeah, man, book looks fantastic. I am excited for you. I'm looking forward to getting the chance to catch up at Heroes Con. Everybody hit that link that Feline so graciously dropped in the chat for you guys, and go back at this book.
Thank you. Yeah.
Absolutely. And Smokey says, but I was there to take care when others went inside. Yes, that is very true, and I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it, brother. All right, so we've been going for about an hour 15. Is there anything else you want to say about issue 4 of Phenomenova?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it'll be done pretty fast. So if you're interested in that, expect a fast turnaround time on this. This is also, again, there's going to be at least one first appearance. Everyone, Galvaknight is finally, this is really bringing everything back. It's a great jumping on point. We're really, like the title says, all together now. It's been really fun getting to this point, and it's kind of great seeing my backers kind of come all together now, and the communities in general of indie coming together. Yeah, keep this train moving. Even if you can't back it, shares, I can't tell you how much. Tell someone you know who might back it. Also, there's digital tiers too. So that's it. Just make sure to check that out. If there's any chance anyone's going to be in Vegas, I will be there. I'll also be at Saratoga Comic-Con, New York. Keep an eye on me on all my socials, on everything. I've got a ton of conventions coming up. I'm going to go everywhere. Within the next 2 months, I'll be everywhere from Charlotte, North Carolina, Denver, Phoenix, Arizona, upstate New York, Vegas, like I mentioned. I'm going to be traveling around. On the off chance I actually get into Motor City last second, not placing my bets on it. I'll be there, but if not, I won't. But yeah, you can see me ever. I'm going to try and do more content on my own channel instead of just... I keep going on other people's because I'm obligated to if I tell someone else. And then when it comes to my own stuff, I've been letting the ball drop, but I got to do more. Anyway.
Yeah. All of Vaughn's links are in the description of this video. So go check out his channel. Go check out his website. And keep an eye on his socials. And, of course, go hit this link that Feline dropped in the chat for you guys. What's up, awesome one? Thanks for joining us, man. Hope you've had fun hanging out. Guys, you guys are amazing. Vaughn, always a pleasure talking with you, man. And remember, everybody.
Shop smart, shop S-smart.